Hi, it's Delia. Thanks for clicking on. I've been doing some one-on-ones and some classes in the past few weeks. And one of the things that keeps coming up, and I think it's because, like usual, there are times that have like themes and they'll pop up in a lot of different situations. And one of the themes that's a kind of a reoccurring theme, you may have heard me talk about this before, is this thing where we have the experience of feelings, thoughts, emotions, and feel proprietary with them, like they're ours, and then try to deal with them, either trying to squash them or process them or anything in between. And the fallacy is that everything that you perceive, including thoughts, feelings, and emotions and sensations like that, if you perceive it, it belongs to you. This is mostly not the case. So what if you were to hear that 98% of the things that you think don't even belong to you? They're not yours. This is especially confusing when you think about, well, but I've been thinking this way for a long time. That's true for emotions too. I've felt this way for a long time. And we assume that if we are thinking it and feeling it, it must belong to us. Not so. So you're naturally more than the five senses that get talked about. You're by nature, you're more aware, and you have more sensitivities to what other people are thinking and feeling. But because we live in a society that says that that's not possible, or only crazy people do that, we shut off. We misapply, we misidentify and misapply things to fit into that narrow little box of what things are. So think about that. If 98% of the things that you think in your head do not belong to you, does that make you feel like relief, or does it make you feel nervous? So if it makes you feel nervous, chances are it's because you're concerned about your sanity or what you can trust. And that's kind of one of the points of this idea that you're responsible for everything you're aware of, is to keep you a little off kilter, off balance, unsure, and in self-doubt. So 98% of your thoughts don't belong to you. And a lot of those thoughts are mean, by the way. They're not like fun thoughts, right? And the same is true for emotions. So if you are by nature, which you are by nature, attuned to vibrations and you can feel them, the best example of this resonance is if you have a guitar and a piano in the same room and you pluck the C string on one, the C string on the other will vibrate. There is a resonance. It's in a particular wavelength, and it will activate all the other strings that are attuned to that, vibration. So if you have a little anxiety and 10 people around you have somewhere between a little and more anxiety, and then 10 people around them have a bunch of anxiety, then your anxiety level is like resonating to all these other people's anxiety level, right? Free floating anxiety, we used to call it. And then the next thing you know, you're really, really anxious. And you look around your life and nothing has changed. There's no visible reason for you to be anxious. And then you start to you start to look, okay, well, it's because of this, it's because of this, it's because of this. What if, what if none of that is required? What if when you find yourself anxious or thinking anxious and upsetting thoughts, try this experiment. As soon as you start to notice you're breathing more shallow, you're getting more excited, you're more anxious, more, agitated. As soon as you're aware of that's happening in your system, what if you try this? Pat the body. So it just sounds better than rub your legs, but I'm rubbing my legs, right? Because one of body's first vocabularies is touch. So you pat your body like you'd be patting a friend and saying, hey, I'm here with you. And then you start to say, you can close your eyes because it just kind of helps focus your energy. Return to sender with consciousness. 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 And just keep going until you notice your body starting to shift and to feel better. And it works like a champ. And it starts to move that energy out of your system, which makes your body feel a whole lot better. And then your breathing can get better, and your your solar plexus relaxes so that you can breathe more deeply, and your body will have so much more ease. It's one of the amazing things about breathing is when, just on a mechanical level, when your body is not getting enough oxygen, right? So when we're nervous, when we're scared, when we're anxious, when we're late, we start to breathe shallow. And we get up in our, in the way we talk about it being up in your head, right? And then you're breathing really shallow. Everything is really minimized. Well, then on a mechanical level, your body starts to send out hormones and chemicals to tell you danger, danger, danger. The danger is it's not getting enough oxygen. And so any kind of breathing practice that you can develop, as soon as you start to breathe, changes all that body chemistry, because your body is not in existential danger. It's not in physical danger. Lack of oxygen is physical danger for the body. And the way our modern world structures things, everybody is go, 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 run, 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 late, 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 all the time, which generates that hyper shallow breathing. And then it feels like everything is much worse than it is, because on top of whatever is going on, there is a physical existential threat of lack of oxygen. So the more you can start to interrupt any cycle by breathing more, then at least whatever wackiness is going on, your body is not afraid of dying, because it's a legitimate concern that the body has when you're not getting enough oxygen, and when you're not getting enough water, and when you're not getting enough rest. Yeah. So if you can just start to interrupt your day many times a day, many of us will set our alarms on our phones. Every 20 minutes, you take 4 nice deep breaths and sip some water. And then your body has what it needs to be stabilized and navigating the world, navigating your life. So this is this process of breathing, especially when things are going wacky, helps tremendously. It cuts out headaches, it cuts out neck pain, it helps digestion, it helps your sleeping, it helps everything. So see how you can start to interject breathing more often. All right, thanks. I'll see you next time.